everybody, my name is Adam Zach, and I'm running for VP Internal. Today, we live in a fast-paced society, and in business, you either adapt to change or you get left behind. As VP Internal, my goal would be to advocate and represent the student interest both socially and academically. Essentially, my objective would be to bridge the gap between the students and administration by collaborating on educational structure and planning more frequent developmental and engaging events. As VP Internal, my focus would lie on assessing and catering to the specific and unique needs of Telfer students in all varying age groups. Personally, one of my greatest passions is helping people discover their own interests and having them unleash their full potential. As students grow within the Telfer community, I'd love to see a more collective and inclusive family grow within our school. Ultimately, my end goal would be to develop a system in which students evolve in our school. Everyone knows that first year, it's your rookie season. It's all about partying, getting to know the school system, and having a good time. Second year, you really step up your game. It starts to strengthen and plan your skills for the future. Third year, it's the playoffs. It's all about refining your skills, finding your niche, and really bringing it to the market when you graduate. Fourth year, it's the championship game. Fourth quarter, Kobe mentality, ice in your veins. In this year, you truly begin to market what you've learned from Telfer and showcase why you are the MVP. I want you to take a minute to recognize that we at Telfer are the future. Everyone in this room has an impact on society. And realistically, the way we act now prepares us for the future. And it really molds how society could be. This is the reason why we must come together to overcome all kinds of societal changes. And it all starts here. My dream is for every graduate of Telfer to leave with a feeling of empowerment, that knowing that what they do now matters, and that they have a chance to change the future for the better. We just have to start now. Thank you for listening. Oh, sure, perfect. Thank you.
People will ask their questions at the same time.
Awesome. So again, we'll do it the same way we have this. So it'll be a 2-minute period. Can I grab the speakers list, please? Oh yeah.
So badly. Thank you.
I'm going to put you ahead of me, okay?
Let's do it.
Anybody else? No? All right. Cool. Go ahead. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How are you going to help the clubs connect better with their students
Can you say the last part, sorry?
Yeah. How are you going to help facilitate, help out the other clubs connect with their students or their target market and
Well, I think it all comes with collectivity. So I think everybody, from what I've seen in the clubs and from my first year friends who are in the first year reps for the positions, it kind of sounds like there's too much competition and rivalry within the clubs. But what I'd rather see is more collectivity and people just coming together. So I guess to answer the question, I guess we could have some sort of meeting with all the clubs where we try to think of a vision of what we want the students to feel in that certain year. I hope that answers your question.
So yeah, I'm just curious about what that vision would be.
Well, it could be anything, whatever what the students want. For me personally, I really am into self-development and having people I want more from this degree, and I'm sure everybody agrees as well. We don't want to leave this program just a piece of paper. Essentially, you could use this 4 years to do so much more. So essentially, why don't we have more events after school that help develop more skills? So I know we have the digital marketing, but there's really so much more we could do within that time, and within the time after the classroom events. Thanks.
Yeah, so I'm a current director that works very closely with the current VP Internal, and I know it's a very daunting task, and there's a lot of responsibilities to go with the job. So I just want to know, what do you have, what experiences do you have that would make you successful as a potential VP Internal for the CTSC?
Well, essentially, I'd say my passion is really what drives me towards everything I do. And in the past, I did student council in high school for 2 years, and basically, I'd say that I really have a big picture type of thinking. So I want how should I word this correctly? It would be more setting the vision for what we want from the school. So with you yourself and what you're doing with it, what do you do specifically with
I'm a director of student engagement.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So with the student engagement, I guess we could have more, essentially with student engagement, you want to ask the students what they want from us. Because essentially we're just catering for what the students want. We don't want to just throw stuff at them. We need to understand what they want and then perform for it.
grab the attitude list. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Or I might. I just can't see anybody right now. Sorry. Go ahead, Ray.
Okay. So you had that big speech about making you feel great about graduating. What do you actually do to make you feel?
Well, essentially, my grand vision is I don't exactly like the way our education is set up. So basically, we're just being lectured and we're being taught a lot of educational, textbook knowledge and stuff like that. So I want a lot of people when they go into the workforce, they're not really feeling, they're kind of useless to be honest. Because some of my parents, when they get recent graduates, they're saying that these first year students or students right out of university don't really have credentials or skills. So what we're learning right now isn't exactly relevant. I know it's going to be hard to try to influence the administration, but as by myself that would be much harder. But as a group and student council, it would be much easier, and at least we could put a little bit more pressure on them. I guess for to feel better and empowered, it's just the sense of confidence that you know that you have what it takes to instantly make a change within your first year of leaving university.
Okay, so I have two questions, and I wasn't here for the last one, so sorry if I say the same one, just let me know. So the first one is I was currently the VP internal this year, so I kind of have an idea of what the role entails. And in your platform, you kind of mentioned a whole lot of vague ideas, I guess. And there was nothing set in stone about certain things that we do. It's more of like an overarching, this is, I want to increase this, I want to do this better, but there's nothing solidified as to I want to do this, which we already do.
I'm actually happy you asked that question.
Pardon?
I'm actually happy you asked that question.
Perfect. So I guess I can tie my two questions together. What events do you know that as internal you run right now? And what can you do with those events in order to create them better for the future? Because as mentioned, a lot of social media isn't working.
So I know that VP does do a lot of social media, and they kind of try to demonstrate to the students what is going on. But for my platform, essentially, so 4 years, there's really a big difference within within the psychological level of students. So first years, our goal isn't the same as what fourth year students want. So first years, you're kind of trying to get a feel of the business school and what you really want. So I think some events that we could have is this is kind of a cheesy way to say it, but trying to find passion finding events or niche finding events, where students kind of find past their major what they like. Second year students would be more once you find what you like, it just goes up in increments. So once you find what you like, you'd be building upon those skills and making yourself differentiating yourself from the crowd. Third year, you're really just refining it, and that's what really takes the next level. Yeah.
Sorry, maybe I said my question it was really wordy. I guess more of not what you would do in the future, but more what do you know that we do right now as the VP internal role on council, and how can you improve what we already do? I know there's we have so many creative minds on council currently, and I know that with every new incoming exec, there's always great ideas out there. The first year roundtable that happened this year. Mine is more there's already set sort of events that you do as council, and how do you improve those for your for the students that are coming in who have that passion?
Well, I remember we spoke in the at the first meeting, and you said your favorite thing about internal affairs was being able to work with the executives and try to build up all the past events too. I guess what we could do to improve the past events would be, I guess, marketing them a little bit better too. And I think I've noticed a lot of social media marketing questions a lot today. And basically, what I see the problem, I follow you guys on Instagram, and what I see the problem being is that there's a lack of connection and a lack of authenticity within the Instagram account. So people look at it and it's just a generic Instagram. You're not connecting with people. You're not personal, and that's why you're not getting a lot of activity within the groups. So I think it's really time to try to step up the game that way and try to make people feel connected. We actually care about them, because I feel it doesn't. I don't feel cared about from just from that.
Got it?
Yeah.
Maybe answered it? Cool, do you have another question? Yep, feel free.
So we talked a lot about creative minds and stuff like that. So with creative minds, strong opinions sometimes.
So strong what?
Strong opinions are on the table. So I'm curious to talk a little bit about your team management skills and how would you assess that?
Okay, so basically for the past years, I've been like on student council in high school, all kinds of stuff there. But I'd actually be my greatest accomplishment is actually starting a startup this year. So what I do, it's basically it's a sponsorship within this Telfer startup, and every week we have, or every quarter as well, we have all kinds of like general assembly meetings, and it really motivates me to know that all these kind of people are coming together in one spot. And your question was more towards team management, right? So I love like collaborating with the team. Just gets me so pumped and so excited. And like the more like you come in and on our team personally, we come in with our own ideas. But then once to hear everybody else, it just keeps growing and growing and growing. So I guess I got motivated more by teams by working with the team.
If elected as VP internal, how do you plan on increasing support for student clubs? Because currently, student clubs receive their audit checks, but besides that, we don't see a lot of student council members actually attending our events, coming to evaluate how these events are going.
So you're saying not a lot of student council members are going to the events of the
Of what's going on in Telfer. So how do you, as VP internal, so this is the question, how do you plan on increasing support for student clubs?
Okay, well basically I think it's again with the lack of communication and more collectivism within Telfer. So basically, the second part of your question was there wasn't Telfer members actually going to the events. That could easily change. We could just delegate, even if one came, that'd be an improvement from last year. So we could delegate, if everybody else is kind of down, delegate one person to go to the, certain meetings, kind of evaluate how it's going. And then you said, how do I increase student activity? Sorry?
No, it's how do you increase council support for student clubs?
Oh, okay, and then it's being more open-minded and understanding. Like going, whenever interacting with the other clubs, it's going in there with open ears, not some sort of negative mindset that, oh, they want something from us. It's more, how can I help you? So I guess that would change a lot because we're basically trying to help you.
Claire? So I'm actually going to kind of piggyback off that, but from a more of a council perspective. So actually one of the initiatives that we have started up this year and will continue on in the future is sitting down. Each director of student engagement has a certain number of clubs, and they actually try to sit down with those presidents. Schedules, but minimum once a semester to talk to those presidents. And my question is, as a VP internal, you're going to be dealing a lot with the presidents of different clubs, and most of the presidents are third or fourth year students. And you've already mentioned how kind of first, second year students have a different mindset. And these presidents are going to be coming to you and asking you for advice. So what kind of experience or kind of expertise can you offer like these much significantly older students and when they come to ask you for, when they lean on you for advice and that sort of thing?
Well, right now, I'm not sure if I should be saying this, but I did go to the mentoring program with the Telfer Student Council, and my mentor, Alvin, really took me under his wing, and I've made myself acquainted with a lot of older students as well, and that's how I got involved in this startup. Also doing past club events and TICC, that kind of stuff. So I think I kind of surrounded myself with people who are more in my, sorry, what's the word I should use? More like-minded individuals than first years. And I guess because it seems like the problem you're saying is because I'm a first year, you don't think I'm the same level as third and fourth years.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to imply that you know less. I'm saying more these are students with more experience within the clubs and that are going to be coming asking you for advice. So kind of what experience you can offer that will make them want to for advice?
Oh,
what
also,
expertise can you offer?
yeah, so since I was in sponsorship too, I wasn't dealing with third and fourth year students. I was dealing with old 40, 30-year-old business professionals, basically, talking to them, catering to their needs. So I think what they were, like the sponsorship, what they were demanding from me would far exceed what these clubs are demanding from me. So I hope that answers your question.
My question is like Laura said, sorry to start with this, but trying to like engage students as a sort of council, you might get people that are resistant towards that. How do you plan on tackling that? Kind of like grounding with clubs, kind of like convincing them that like student engagement and council engagement is really important to further the growth of their club or Telfer community in general.
Well, I'm really into marketing. Marketing's my major, and one of the first, like I read this in a book, one of the first principles is don't try to force your product. Try to serve. You're serving people, right? So why don't we try to? It needs to be more openness between the two parties. So essentially, what we want to hear is more feedback from the students. So there could be like a free tea like event.
Mine's more directed towards the clubs.
Oh,
the
sorry.
club executives and presidents and members and stuff like that, not necessarily just like taught for students and
So how do I connect club?
yeah, with like, because some of them might not be like 100% like gung-ho for their certain events or yeah. So like how would you basically deal with resistance from different clubs?
Well, I think there needs to be a whole sense of a whole sense of wanting to do something. So we sharing the same vision. I think my grand plan would have to be that everybody's on the same page for the year. So there could be some sort of like a 2017 events year campaign. And in the summer, if you're really motivated and if these clubs are really about trying to make a difference in the school, then I don't think there'd be resistance towards meeting and setting a vision of what everybody wants. So if we just do that at the beginning of the year, everybody knows what the vision is, and we can allocate what certain clubs should do and communicate why you wouldn't want that, and so on.
I'll ask one last question. I've been on council for all of my years at university, so I can speak to this personally. It's really easy to get bogged down in the mindset that you've been passed down from being involved in the club. So over my 4 years, I can say, fortunately and unfortunately, I have the same mindset of those who were my predecessors because they kind of taught me a certain way. So it's really important that we have people like you who are coming in that are fresh minds. So what's one thing that you can bring, because you said you're involved with high school student council and you're a younger student, so what's one fresh, brand new idea that you can bring to student council that's not an event that will help the club?
The club, student council.
And will help CTSC, yes.
Let me think about this one here. So you said it's not an event, so what do we need then? What are you talking about here?
Any communication-based, anything else?
Communication-based events.
No events. We have too many events to cover.
Well, essentially, I think what we could do, I think it would, yeah, so a communication-based, what's the word I'm looking for? It could be a communication-based, like, meeting where we really want to hear from what people from the other clubs do. Because essentially the problem with autism thinking the same way is lack of diversity. So if you integrate more people into the system, then it's automatically going to become more creative and there's going to be more ideas popping up. It sounds like your problem was that it's the same people every year. So I think that if I'm speaking for everybody, there should be a little bit of change within who is in student council and and integrating everybody. Don't make it secluded. Don't make it just student council meeting. If anybody has an idea, why don't we hear it? The best CEOs in the world they all have the same policy and philosophy, and that they listen to everybody. They don't just stop to their executives, because that's how you burn as a business.